Hello everybody and welcome to Theology 101. In a previous video, I talked about Jesus' first sign where he turned water into wine. In case you missed it, I'll leave a link for you to watch. Today, we're going to go over Jesus' second sign. Let me set the stage for this miracle. By this point in Jesus' ministry, he has performed more than 2 miracles because people are following him around because they're amazed by him. But the Apostle John records specific miracles as signs to Jesus' identity. A sign summarizes a reality with a picture. They were like flashing arrows pointing to Jesus himself. And so if a sign points to something about Jesus, what does the second sign point to? We're going to see that it points to Jesus' power to give life. In this story, we're going to see 2 different types of faith. The first type of faith is a sign-seeking faith. It is a faith that is focused on Jesus' signs and not to the person that these signs point to. Jesus has just spent 2 days at a Samaritan village because a great revival broke out after a Samaritan woman testified about Jesus. Then Jesus continues northward to his hometown of Galilee. The Apostle John tells us why Jesus chose to go to his hometown. He wrote that it is because Jesus knew that a prophet has no honor in his hometown. This refers to a proverb that says familiarity breeds contempt. It is the idea that the more familiar you are with the person, the less likely you will respect that person for who they really are. For example, imagine you had a childhood friend and he grew up to be this world-famous rock guitarist. The rest of the world fawns over him and praises him for being this amazing rock star. You see Facebook posts, Instagram posts, and YouTube views about your friend who's on center stage in front of thousands of people playing the guitar. But instead of joining the fanfare, you might even say to yourself, I knew him when he was little. He wasn't that good at guitar. I don't think he's that talented. Why is everyone making a big deal about him? And I don't know why they think he's good looking. I think I'm better looking than him. This is the same thing that happened with Jesus. The people who grew up with Jesus were the ones who had a hard time honoring him as the Son of God. Why? Because familiarity breeds contempt. Since Jesus' friends and family members were familiar with him, they did not honor him. So the Apostle John says that when Jesus entered his hometown, because they did not honor him, they welcomed him. What? If a prophet doesn't have honor in his hometown, why would he be welcomed? It was not because they were impressed with who Jesus was. They were impressed with the miracles that he could perform. See, by this point, word has spread that Jesus can perform many miracles. Now, when he was in Jerusalem at the Passover feast, many believed in his name when they saw the signs that he was doing. But Jesus, on his part, did not entrust himself to them because he knew all people and needed no one to bear witness about man, for he himself knew what was in man. This is a picture of the first type of faith. It is a temporary excitement with what Jesus could do rather than trusting in who Jesus is. This type of faith is like a child watching a magician in awe. They want to follow Jesus around and see what other trick he has up his sleeve. And so within this context, we see now a royal official arrives. We don't know who this man is, but we know he's connected with the royal court, which means that he was very powerful. Like the Samaritans, this was an unlikely person who would approach Jesus because anyone connected with the royal court would have known that Caesar hates Jesus. We see that he came from Capernaum, which is about 15 miles from where Jesus was. So what will motivate this royal official to come to see Jesus? Is it because he's fascinated with Jesus' signs? Is he like a child that wants to see a magician do some tricks? No, we see that there's something different about this man. He is desperate. His son is sick and is about to die. And he heard that Jesus can perform miracles, and with one last chance, with his final hope, he walks 15 miles just to see Jesus. Now Jesus responds to this man this way: unless you see signs and wonders, you will not believe. Now this seems a little insensitive, doesn't it? This man has walked 15 miles to see you, Jesus. Why would you say this to him? Well, the word you in the Greek is actually in the plural. It's the Texas y'all. Jesus is not talking to this man, but he's speaking to the crowds around this man. He's saying that all these people are here only to see Jesus perform another miracle. But this royal official is going to show a different type of faith. He will show a savior-seeking faith. Notice how this man responds to Jesus' rebuke. He doesn't argue with Jesus. He doesn't disagree with him. All he says is this: "Sir, come down before my child dies." He just repeats why he came. He's desperate and he needs help. Jesus responds with only one sentence. He says, "Go, your son will live." Jesus is trying to see if this man really believes in him or if he's after a sign and needs to see some miracle to believe. I'm sure many of us would have wanted something a little more than just one sentence from Jesus. Maybe we will say, I just walked 15 miles to see you. The least you can do is walk back with me and heal my son. Or we might think, how do I know my son is going to live just based on one sentence? But this man doesn't respond that way because he's not after a sign. He's seeking a savior. This is why it says that this man believed what Jesus said because he has true faith. Now, on his way back, he crossed paths with his servants. His servants let him know that his son has lived. And so he asked them, when did this happen? They said this happened in the 7th hour or 1 p.m. And this was the exact hour when Jesus said, your son will live. And it is in this moment where this royal official saw his sign. This is why John says in the Greek that he himself believed. It's there for emphasis. It's as if to say now he really believes. Before he did believe Jesus has the power to heal his son without a sign, but now that he has seen his sign, it has confirmed everything he has believed about Jesus. Jesus is not just a magician or a miracle worker. He is a king who is more powerful than Caesar himself because he has power to give life with a single sentence. A sign-seeking faith says, show me, then I'll believe. But Jesus rejected this type of faith because Jesus' miracles in themselves weren't enough to save people. John writes in John 12:37, though he had done so many signs before them, they still did not believe in him. But the second type of faith we see in this royal official is a savior-seeking faith. It is a faith that says, I believe in you, Jesus, even if I don't see any sign. And so the question for today is this: what type of faith do you have? If you found this video helpful, please like and share with a friend. And if you're curious about what the third sign of Jesus will be, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification so that you will be notified when the video is released. Until next time, see you.